Zach, you opened the 21-day window for both Dejan and Mike. Do you anticipate them being able to play Sunday?
We'll see. Dejan obviously hasn't gotten practice since training camp. So I think that one, there's a lot of work that's got to go in there. He hasn't played football in a long time. Gesicki being out 4 weeks, I feel like he's a little ready to hit the ground running. So we'll see how he looks this week.
How big would it be if you could get Mike back, given everything with Jamar?
Yeah, it helps. Given that situation, to lose a guy like Jamar and add one like Mike certainly helps ease the pain a little bit, and we'd be happy to have him.
Your reaction to, obviously, the suspension and then his appeal being denied?
Yeah, I mean, we gave him everything we had. They upheld the suspension, and so as a team, we just got to move forward. Still support Jamar, and I have supported Jamar, but we got to focus on New England now and look forward to getting Jamar back next Monday.
Is the move for Dejan to be activated because he's finally ready from injury standpoint, or just that you guys are hopeful
Yeah.
in the next couple of weeks to see what he can do for you?
Yeah, it was time to get him back, and so again, now he's healthy, and so to open up this 21-day window so we can look at him going into December, it's time to do that.
Pitch said his message to the receivers was, a bunch of guys get an opportunity here with Jamar out. What do you hope to see kind of in practice this week to figure out who's going to get those chances?
Yeah, guys just taking advantage of the opportunity. Again, that's exactly what it is. That's how some guys have gotten their chances. That's how Mitch Tinsley has gotten himself on the roster, is taking advantage of moments where he's at, and so again, I just think we'll continue to evaluate those guys. We got a good plan in place to utilize everybody we can, and we'll see how guys continue to step up as the week goes.
What challenges does Drake May present, and what do you think about him?
I think he's done a great job. 4-1 touchdown to interception is really impressive, considering he's in his second year, new coaching staff. All that stuff you factor in. I think he's done an excellent job. 72% completion, which is really impressive too. So he's doing everything right and leading the team to 8 straight wins. I think it's just been really impressive, and he's a tough challenge. When a guy's taking care of the football like that, completing balls at a high rate like he is, 20 touchdowns, 5, he can make plays with his feet as well. So he's really impressive and a difficult challenge for the guys.
What do you see from Josh McDaniels' offense run by Drake May? What is it about Josh McDaniels that over the years has made him successful?
He does a great job attacking defenses in a lot of different ways, staying patient, picking his moments for big opportunities, explosives. It's hard to say how much offense they carry. I don't know. I've never really been with him, but they just do a good job with their game planning week to week and attacking what they think your weakness is, and always having some nice wrinkles in place. He's done it for a long time at a very high level, won a lot of Super Bowls, ton of respect for Josh, and he's certainly getting a lot of the offense right now.
Mesh is a term that comes up a lot when his name comes up. What do you see, or do you see any characteristics of a mesh offense with them run through the break? Offensively.
A mesh, like the concept mesh?
Yeah, the mesh concept, like crossing receivers.
Yeah, I think if he's that's threw me on that one. I didn't expect that question. I'm sure that shows up. That's not one I necessarily think of right out the gate.
Zach, a game against a good New England team with a good record, I think, is going to always going to demand the attention of whoever that New England team is playing. I just wonder, because of the unique circumstance of you guys having one of the coveted primetime games the following Thursday on Thanksgiving night, is there any usefulness in maybe just telling the guys, focus on this one, I know the idea of looking ahead beyond this New England team is insane, but don't look ahead just because we have this Thursday night game coming up.
No, I
Is that a
haven't felt the
conversation?
need to do that for one
Okay.
second. No, I think they're pretty well focused on New England.
How's Joe Flacco feeling? Is he going to practice today?
He won't practice today. Same schedule as we've been on the last couple weeks.
And that's just maintenance, normal.
He'll practice tomorrow.
Yes.
Will he definitely start on Sunday?
We'll keep working through it, and see how we go through the week.
Does that create-
Is there a scenario that Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow hasn't practiced 11 on 11 yet. So like I said the other day, until we get through some practices, there's no reason for me to even speculate on that.
But without Flacco, can Wednesday kind of be Burrow's day and then Thursday kind of be Flacco's day?
Yeah, I think you can certainly get a lot of work in with Joe Burrow today, because Flacco's not practicing, because the plan has been to get into 11 on 11. So it works well to where you're not trying to balance a guy who was going to practice on a Wednesday. Joe Flacco hasn't done that. We got to think of another way to communicate this because the two Joes, that really is just, this is getting harder and harder every week that passes. But so we'll get through today, and it's just a good start to get Joe out there in 11 on 11, see how it goes.
Will Joe Burrow do 11 on 11 today?
I know you mentioned Mike.
He will. He'll do it today.
New England's gotten a lot of praise for the job that they've done in the rebuild of the entire team, but specifically on defense, obviously, that's Vrabel's, bread and butter.
Yep.
But when you look at, you played them last year, what's the biggest change you've seen in their defense this year?
Yeah, impossible to compare. That was a week one. It's such a unique thing because they had a new staff last year, so you're unsure. So that one doesn't, to me, even count. I think that he's just done a great job. It's similar enough to what they did in Tennessee, but there's some differences, And so again, I think spending time away for a year, however you look at it, they've done a good job. There's some things that stayed the same. They're really hard nosed playing defense. They do the simple things really well. There's a physicality to them for sure that shows up. There's a couple guys that have been with Vrabel in the past that he brings along, and some other guys that they added from around the league, and then the guys that have been there that they continue to grow within the organization. So it's a challenging defense. They do a really good job. It's not even a team that overall they've won 8 in a row, so you normally look at the turnover battle and think, okay, they're dominating the turnover. They're not. They're 0. It's even for them. And so that's an impressive way to win 8 in a row when there's been games where it's plus or minus, but overall it's 0. And so I think that's just pretty impressive that they've been able to do what they do with the record they have. That tells you that they're playing really sound football in all 3 phases.
Guy I think we forgot to ask about on Monday, Samaje Perine, is he getting closer?
He'd be doubtful this week.
You asked you a lot about the defense on Monday and things you want to fix. Going into this week, are there any positive examples that the staff has pointed to and said here's what we want it to look like from some things you've seen?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great examples on 1st and 2nd down where we won and got them to where we wanted and didn't necessarily finish all the time. There's times we did. There's a physicality there that I thought, like I said, I thought the linebackers did a good job from an operational standpoint. So yeah, there's a lot of things to build on that I think had been better than weeks before. That's not our standard's not, let's just be a little bit better. It's we want to completely raise the standard for a whole team. But there were some things that we got to continue to build on.
Osai got a little dinged up at the beginning of the game, obviously finished the game. Will he be out there today? Is he?
Yeah, there's guys, of course, that always get dinged up in the games, and we'll manage them through the week, but he's in good shape.
No one makes it to the NFL by shying away from challenges, but a team that's won 8 in a row, is it something that you actually enjoy, that it's something that you want to go after and try to snap at?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you kind of know what our mentality's been over the last couple of years, and these opportunities are fun ones. It's all these games are meaningful. They're in a really good rhythm, and they've earned that. And so it's a great opportunity for us to find our rhythm. To go out there and challenge them and put our best foot forward and see how it all falls and get some momentum after this game.
What was your biggest message to Jamar in the wake of everything that happened Sunday?
Well, your communication's limited. I mean, I talked to him immediately after the game, but then since then you can't have communication with him, which is tricky. But again, he and I are on the same page with everything.
On Monday when you were able to before everything happened?
I'll just keep that with me and Jamar.
When does that end? Can you talk in post-game Sunday or not?
I think it's, I'm not sure if it's 4 p.m. Monday, sometime on Monday.
What would your expectations for him be during this no contact period?
Can't talk to him. So I'm not gonna speculate.
Okay.
What have you seen from Charlie Jones, and do you think that he could potentially give you a boost on offense?
Yeah, I think Charlie's got a lot of confidence in our offense. So again, he's waiting for his opportunity. We've been really healthy at the spot, so there hasn't been a lot of opportunity to take advantage of. So I think this is one of those moments where guys have an opportunity to make a name for themselves. And we'll keep working through that for practice and see where it ends up on Sunday.
I know I asked you Monday, and you said you evaluated every day. Do you anticipate any starting lineup changes on defense?
We'll keep working through it this week. Thank you.